Namaskar, I Rekha Sharma, Faculty of Education and Methodology, Department Fashion and Interior from Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Kuch raho bityao. Today's session name is Principle of Design from our subject Basic Design. In our previous session, we learned about element of design and today we learn about principle of design. The development of a successful design depends on the understanding of basic design principles. Principles of design are the rules that govern how design elements are mixed in the most appropriate way. These include proportion, balance, emphasis, rhythm, and harmony. Although each principle is a separate entity, combining them successfully produces an appealing product. And we have to knowledge of all principle of designs and element of design to become a successful designer. First principle of design is proportion. Proportion concerns the relation of one part of an object to another. A good design does not permit easy dissection. The elements are so skillfully planted that where one leaves off and the other one begins is not really apparent. This relationship may be created in size, color, shape, and texture, as we learned in our previous sessions. All these need to be pleasingly related to each other and to the whole. This is generally based on the proportion of golden mean, which is the represented by ratios like 3, 5, 8, 5, 8, 13, and so on. The smaller part 3 has the same relationship to the larger part 5 as the larger part 5 has to the whole 8. The garment is horizontally divided into 3 ratio 5, 5 ratio 8 or 8 ratio 13 sections. These sections appear at the waistline, yoke and hemline. A dress appears pleasing if the blouse, skirt and total body represents the ratio of 3, 5 and 8. For example, in a skirt and blouse dress, the blouse represents 3, the skirt should represent 5, and combined effect represents 8. Similarly, in a shirt pant dress, the shirt should represent 5 and the pant should represent 8 and combined effect created in 13. Proportion of color. Different colors can be worn as shirt and pant to create proportion of colors by using the golden mean. Proportion of textures. This is achieved when various textures of material used for making a dress increase or decrease the size of the person wearing the garment. Example, heavy and bulky textures appear overpowering on a thin and petty person. Now, proportion of shape and form. The size and positioning of motifs or print in a dress are in a proportion to the size of the wearer, width of the figure, length of waist, the torso, length of legs may differ from the classic ideal figure. Clothing modifies the figure and creates proportion in awkward body proportion in a pleasing way. For example, a high waist body is used in a maternity clothes camouflages the fullness of the abdomen. Equal divisions make a person look shorter and wider, whereas unequal horizontal division make a person look similar. Balance. It is defined as equaling the distribution of weight from the central point of the garment. From the central point, a garment needs to be balanced both vertically from the center line of the cloth and horizontally from top to bottom. It can be achieved in 3 ways. First, formal, second is informal, and third is radial. The elements of design line, form, color, texture all are considered while creating a balance in a dress. There are 2 types of balance. First is formal balance. An average human body is symmetrical, which means the body appears to be the same on each side of a central vertical line. Two arms, two eyes, two legs are seen on either side of the central axis. But actually, slight differences still occur. If the body differs noticeably on one side, carefully designed clothes can minimize the difference. Formal vertical balance is the least expensive and most expected type of design found on less expensive garments. Formal balance gives us a feeling of stability, dignity, and formality, but tends to get monotonous. So, horizontal balance is basically used to correct figure problem by using various element of designs. For example, dark hue for big sizes. Now, emphasis. This is also a principle of design. The emphasis or focal point of the garment is the area that first attracts the viewer's eye. It adds interest to the garment and may be created by use of color design, lines, detailing, or accessories. Emphasis creates centers of interest by focusing the viewer's attention on a specific area of the garment. Details that focus on the face are particularly effective because the face is the focal point of beauty in our culture. A beautiful embroidered yoke or contrasting color blouse further emphasizes the face. People with figure problems, body shape problems can emphasize or camouflage their figure problems. For example, women with small waist can wear a bright and contrasting belt to emphasize the positive part of her figure. Whereas a woman with large hips wearing a hip belt or other design details at the hip area would highlight it further. Emphasis can be created by using contrasting colors, different unusual shapes, line and textures. Rhythm. Rhythm is the repeating of lines, colors, other elements of design or details to create a pattern by which the eye can flow through the material or article of garment. Rhythm can be created by using of lines, shapes, colors, and textures in such way that it gives visual unity. It can be created by that repetition of embroidery laces, buttons, pipings, colors, etc. at necklines, sleeves, and hemlines. Radiation, where eyes move in an organized way from central point. Example, gathers in waist, yoke, or cuffs. Parallel is elements like parallel to each other. Example, tucks in a yoke or knife pleats in a skirt. Bands of color also create a rhythm effect in a dress. Last principle is harmony. Harmony or unit is created when all elements of design come together to give a pleasing, harmonious effect. It is a critical factor in producing marketable or publicly acceptable designs. Harmony by shape is created when all areas of a garment reflect the same shape. The collar, cuff, and hem are curved, and its square pockets are given. They would interrupt the continuity of the design. Harmony by texture can be created by using the right kind of texture for a dress when dress is in several pieces, as in salwar kurta and dupatta. A silk kurta and salwar will show bad harmony by using with a cotton dupatta. So hope you understand all the principle of design, and the principal designs are: first is proportion, second is balance. There are two types of balance: formal balance and informal balance, emphasis and harmony, and rhythm. If you have any query, please text in the comment box. I will define all your queries in our live session. Thank you.